Okay, up next we have our most recent winner in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. He locked himself into the 2015 chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, and that's Martin Truex Jr. He drives the number 78 Furniture Row Precision Chevrolet for Furniture Row. He's joined up here by General Manager Joe Garrone. First of all, Martin, congratulations to you and the race team for just a big win last week at Pocono. And Joe, certainly congratulations to you as well. Martin, I know we talked briefly out in the lobby out there this week, probably a little bit different than some of the other weeks that you've had. Certainly when you have a big win like that, people tend to want to get a little bit more of your time. But talk a little bit about, maybe just your mindset and how things have kind of been for you now that you've had several days to digest that win.
Well, thank you first, and yeah, it's definitely been a great week. It's been a little bit crazy. Been in Michigan trying to do a little bit of vacationing. I generally come up here after Pocono and spend a week fishing, and just we got some friends up in Traverse City, Lake Michigan area. We go up to spend some time there. I do some fishing, and I had to go test Darlington on Wednesday, and so I've been kind of all over the place. Done a lot of interviews, a lot of different things all week, but it's been a great week. It's been awesome to just feel the excitement around the race team, to feel kind of the sense of accomplishment that we have this week, and just really looking forward to the weekend here at Michigan and keep this thing going and working towards what we want to do for the last 10 races.
And Joe, for Furniture Row, getting this win like this, single car team based out of Denver, Colorado, it's got to be pretty special. Let's talk about how things have been around the race shop this week, and if people have maybe a little extra spring in their step.
Oh, absolutely, and it really goes back four weeks ago, probably. We've been running really well, and feeling like we should be getting a win. And the fact is, you can run really well for years and not get a win. So, getting the win just set the shop over the top, and the guys have been working real hard, and this just brings a whole new energy, which is terrific at this time of year. It's a good time to have that energy. So it's been real exciting for sure.
We'll take a few questions now for either Joe or Martin. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll get to you with the wireless. We'll start right here with Tom Jensen and then go to the gentleman here in front of me.
Hey, Martin. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations on your victory. You've led the most laps, 4 races. You got everything going on. You got a bad, fast hot rod, and they're looking at the possibility of maybe a rules change. How do you feel about that for your driving style and as a team?
Well, from what I understand, they're looking at doing it at Kentucky, which is just for one race. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. I mean, I have as many questions about it as everybody else. What's it going to be like? Is it going to do what they think? Is it going to do what some of the drivers think it's going to do? So, honestly, I think you could pretty much throw any rules package at this team, and we'd be able to figure it out. I've got a lot of confidence in what we're doing, the way we work together, our resources, how they use those resources. So, I think that it's going to be different for everyone, and it's just a matter of who can figure it out the quickest. And I feel like our group can do that. So I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I think it'll be fun.
Let's go to this gentleman on the front row here. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Martin, you and Cole Pearn seem to have just clicked instantly. I guess, first of all, why do you think you guys hit it off so well right off from the bat? And with him being Canadian, have you learned a lot more about Canada and hockey and the Toronto Maple Leafs than you probably ever thought you would?
He loves the Leafs, yeah. Cole and I, honestly, we've always got along really well. He was our engineer last year, and most of the communication about the race car, from me went through Cole. And, honestly, we've always really got along. We've always looked at things the same way, had kind of a similar approach. I think that comes from kind of our backgrounds. We grew up doing the same things, going to the racetrack, racing as young kids. He raced go-karts and then late models and Canadian Tour Series and all that. And that's kind of what I did. I raced go-karts and modifieds and, Busch North. So, I don't know. We're similar age. We're kind of built the same way, I guess, and we just get along really well. So it's been great to work with him, and it's been awesome just to see how much he's changed over the past year. I think Joe can comment about how much he changed when he took over the reins. You know, he was really quiet, really reserved, kind of bit his tongue a lot last year, you know, and now he doesn't have to do that. Once he took over, he just became a different person. And everybody bought in and believed in what he was doing right away. And that's really been, you know, the difference maker for our team. He brought in some new engineers to help him do his job better. And, you know, our whole group is just on the same page, you know, and part of that's because of the people he brought in with the right mentality, and part of that's because of the way he's led the team.
Joe, you have anything to add on that as far as Cole and just getting the right people together?
It's truly about people, and what Martin just said was true. Cole's been with us for quite a while, and we've talked about him advancing to a crew chief position. But until the day that actually happens, you really don't know how somebody's going to respond. And he walked in the shop once he finally accepted the fact that he was going to be the crew chief, and it was a switch flipped. He went from being able to say, well, they'll get it fixed, don't worry about it, to grabbing the reins and saying, this is what we're going to do, and just take the lead. And it didn't surprise me, but I was pleasantly surprised or happy to see it happen. And it's been leadership ever since then, so it's been really strong and good.
Go over here to Mike.
Yeah, Martin, how realistic is it for a one-car team from Denver to take on the Giants down in Charlotte and Mooresville and win a championship? I mean, obviously you think you can, and you wouldn't be racing if you didn't.
Yeah.
But what's it going to take?
More of what we're doing and just continuing to get better and push hard and you know, try to find more speed. I think everybody's looking right now at, you know, everybody's constantly working hard. Things change a lot in this garage area. There's a lot of smart people that are always working and always pushing to find more, and we've just got to keep doing that. I think that we've shown this year we're capable of it. You know, certainly the last 4 weeks have been great. I feel like we've showed and proved that we can battle with them week in and week out. And you know, honestly, we've just got to keep our eye on the prize and stay focused and keep working hard. I know for a fact the team has it in them. It's just a matter of whether we get it done or not.
Other questions? Go right over here to gentleman right there.
Just about the rule changes. If it is at Kentucky, that's only a month from today. Is that enough time with all the other stuff you guys have going on to kind of adjust and see what your team needs to do?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think Joe can probably answer that better than I could, but I guess it really depends on, you know, is it just really going to be one race? Do you want to? How much time do you want to spend on worrying about one race, or you know, are we going to have this rules package for the chase? You know, I mean, there's a lot of questions right now, I think, from everyone. And, you know, if it's just going to be for one race to see how it goes, yeah, we're going to put some effort into it, but we're not going to throw away a chance to work on our cars for later in the season and keep developing on the package we have now.
Let's go to far right here to Lee, go to the gentleman there, and then we'll go to Alan. Zach, did you not get your question? No. You didn't? No. Let's go, man. Zach, my fault. Go ahead, Zach. I had you in the queue next. Go ahead, buddy.
Zach Albert, NASCAR.com for Martin and or Joe. You know, Barney had brought up earlier this week, you know, the potentially being at least open to looking into a different manufacturer. Do you guys chalk that up just to kind of the business side of things and just, you know, looking for more support, or where do you think you guys stand with all that right now?
I think I'll take that one. You know, it's about business. It's about, we're in a sport, it's real expensive. We truly can't afford to do it. We can do it. And when I say we can afford to do it, at the level we want to push it to be able to be in position to win a championship, we need more resources. And Chevrolet has been a great partner. We've been together for 10 years now. But they're spread across, they do a great job. They want to look at all the championships they've won. But to get to the level we need to get to, we need to get a lot more support. And we're open to, and have been looking to try and get that, just to push our team forward further.
Let's go to the gentleman right here in the black. I think had a question, did you? No, the gentleman behind you. I'm sorry, and then Lee.
Kyle Pogrofsky, the fourth turn for Martin. There's talk about for next year Trek specific aero packages. As a driver, would you support that kind of move?
I'll support whatever puts on good racing. You know, I think everybody's on the same page, you know, as far as that goes. We'll do whatever it takes to make it to make the racing the best we can make it. I think that if you have different aero packages for different racetracks, it's certainly going to put a ton of extra strain on the teams. They're going to have to build more race cars, have more cars. I can't imagine the wind tunnel time that in the expense it's going to be to make all that happen, to make sure or to try to be competitive with each one of them. You can't just pick one. You got to be good at all of it. So again, we'll just have to see where it all goes.
Let's go to Lee, far right there, Martin.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Barney said, I guess on Sirius the other day, that the team really noticed a difference in you at a California test in the off season. Is that kind of where the light switch flipped on for you with the team, do you think?
I think it was probably earlier than that. I think it honestly goes back to Kansas last year, where we really, the fall race at Kansas, where we really pinpointed a big issue that we had, and that was really the first step in correcting our issues and trying to kind of figure out, okay, how can we, this is the road we need to go down. If we keep going down this road, this is going to be good. And then California test in the off season kind of validated that. We took that kind of direction and kept going that way, and then it was like, okay, we went to California, and we really felt good about that, and have just continually built from there.
So basically finding a chassis that suited your driving style?
No, a chassis that stuck to the racetrack.
So...
honestly, I mean, you can't really say driving style because I was the only person that ever drove in that chassis last year, So we had some issues. We changed some things, and the car was just super inconsistent. We never knew what it was going to do, from one practice to the next, from 1 week to the next. We just consistently chased our tail last year in circles and never got anywhere until we made those changes.
And the other thing is they're in a unique situation where you're kind of insulated because it's just you and the guys. I mean, Kurt had that same kind of, it was a great situation for Kurt because all the attention was on you. You've never had a situation like that before in your career. Can you kind of explain or describe what makes that so special that a driver, sure, you have all that outside input, that data you can get from the Alliance, but all the focus is on Martin Truex Jr. at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's definitely that part of it is quite different from being in a place where there's two cars or three cars or what have you, and it gives you so much confidence as a driver because everybody there, from all the guys at the shop, all the guys on the road, everybody is pulling in the same direction. Everybody is all for one car. There's no, you don't have to worry about them talking about you behind your back about, well, this car did that, and this driver doesn't like that here, and this and that. There is none of that. Everybody's completely 100% focused on that 78 car and what it takes to make it run fast, including me. And it makes it really easy to focus on what you need to do to be better.
Alan, you have a question? Alan, raise your hand there. Excuse me.
Alan Cavano, Fox Sports 1. Joe, just as a follow-up, is in the middle of the celebration and trying to win that championship, is there any negative to talking about a manufacturer change mid-season like this so publicly?
I don't think so. You could look and probably come up with some things, but the truth is we didn't say we were changing. We were saying that we're looking, and it's just something that we need to do across the board, including sponsorships. One of the things about the 78 car is because it's always had Furniture Row and Denver Mattress on it, everybody assumes it's sponsored, and it's made us tough to find partners. But again, Barney owns those companies, so we need to get the word out that we are actively looking for sponsorship to come on board, not just for the 78, but to expand the company into a multi-car team. It's for the long-term growth of the team. So we'll just we'll see what plays out and just keep pushing the button and try and expand this thing.
Got time maybe for one more question? Anybody else? Okay, Martin and Joe, thank you very much. Congratulations and continued best wishes the rest of this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.